Right, hello everybody and welcome to another Pioneer League. Going to be running some Quintorius through today. Taking this list straight from a recent 5.0 on Goldfish. I had a look at it and I think it looks pretty much where we want to be at the moment. This was by a Modo pilot called Regis Hanger, possibly mispronouncing that. But yeah, I've been a big fan of this deck for a while. I think it's a bit of a sleeper in Pioneer, really. It got quite big a while ago, but maybe people going off it as it's not Pioneer season. But I do have a Pioneer qualifier coming up here in the UK at Axion now. They're running a mega weekend here, which is a modern 4-slot RCQ and a Pioneer 2-slot RCQ over the same weekend. So going to be going to that. Quintorius is just going to be my deck of choice. I'm not really messing around with too many other things. I might try another league with like Niv, because I think that deck is really powerful and I do enjoy playing it. But I think, yeah, this deck, you get a couple of benefits. You know, you have cards that just win the game when you cast them. You know, if someone taps out and you slam Quintorius, you can just win. People don't always know what you're doing. People don't know how the deck works. You know, they might bring in cards that don't really work, like you know, things that stop non-creature spells, but all of these are creatures. So yeah, if people haven't seen the deck before, it all revolves around Quintorius, which is whenever you cast a spell from exile, deals a damage to each opponent. You gain 2 life. So essentially, you discover 4, which casts a spell from exile. You always hit a clone, and then that they come in as copies, and you dome your opponent for a load of damage. You have kind of backup plans. If the game goes long, you can just start casting your ramp spells like Tanukis and Armadillos and Beanstalk Giants. Rounding it off, we've got some Leyline Bindings and other removal spells just to help get us to Quintorius mana. One thing I have seen cropping up is Gyruda. So I really want this card to be good. I really like it. So we can't use it as a companion because Quintorius is 5 mana. If Quintorius was, it would have to be 4. If I was wishing for it to be even, it would have to be 4, not 6. Obviously, 1 more mana isn't great. But we do mill 4 cards, and we can put a creature card milled that way onto the battlefield if it has an even CMC. So we can hit our Carnosaur, which is our secondary sort of way to kickstart the combo, or we can just put we can put Gyruda 6/6 and then another huge creature onto the battlefield. So yeah, all of a sudden you've got 12 power. Sideboard, bit more removal for things like Amalia. Got 4 Quake Bringers, which are very good against them as well. Got some Dramokas and Thought Distortions for the pesky control matchups. Nod to Vampires and Consecrate Consume. And then we do get to run Karuga, which, yeah, again, this card could be really, really good. Just able to play it late game if you run out of stuff to do, and you've often got, it often just draws you 2 or 3 cards. So, yeah, excited to play this again. Haven't played it for a while. Oh, here we go. That's Regis Hanger 49 is who I took the list from. 3 trophies at the moment. Wonder if they're all with this deck. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well wherever you're watching. Thanks for tuning in to a Quintorius League. Please do consider subscribing if you haven't already. Up to just shy of 900 subscribers now, which is absolutely amazing. Really would like to push to the dizzying heights of 1,000 if possible by the end of the year. So yeah, if the content's something you're enjoying, please do consider subscribing. Playing quite a lot of Modern and Pioneer, as I say, just in preparation for a tournament in a couple of weeks. Difficult to really judge with Modern with the banned and restricted announcement coming next week. Pioneer, I mean, I would be very, very surprised if anything from Quintorius went. I think other things have a big target on their head, but I think we can still. It's easier to kind of predict. Amalia is probably the one that may go, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But Modern is a lot wider things that could go, so it's a bit more difficult to settle on a deck this early. But yeah, we'll see how we get on in game 1 with Quintorius. No companion on the opposing side. This hand, it's a little bit awkward, but it does have removal. It does have 2 Carnosaurs. Spark Double's not great. We don't have any ramp. We're on the draw. I think I'm just about going to keep it. Yeah, if we're against a creature deck, we have lots of removal. Our lands are okay. I think it's a Thoughtseize deck as well. Okay, find another land, which is fine. I'm going to play the Indatha Triome, because if we draw Leyline Binding and we need to cast it, we can do that by playing an untapped Stomping Ground. Opponent duresses, they can only take the Bedazzle here. Okay, Urborg is fine. Okay, we draw Steam Vents. I'm just going to play the Triomes. Steam Vents fine. It lets us potentially Spark Double. Spark Double can only copy our things, but Gyruda. Okay, so this looks like yeah, this is mono black discard. So we'll get rid of a Spark Double. Is it a land? Is that crazy? I think I'm just going to discard the basic forest. Keep the Carnosaurs in hand. Don't know, maybe we're just meant to keep the lands, just play out our lands. Do we take Gyruda to hand here? It uses our mana, but then it's bad into Thoughtseize if the game goes really long. I think I am going to get it. It's also something else that we can discard if we need to. Opponent's got 4 cards in hand. They could have a hand filled with things like Fatal Push. Okay, well, there's Quintorius. We'll just play the Steam Vents. Pass. So what we really want is the opponent to like tap out for a Shieldred or something. Oh, we do hit a Spark Double, which is a little bit annoying. But we'll discard it. Is that 2 Spark Doubles gone now? Yeah, so Quintorius now, you want to hit Spark Double first, really. Okay, Field of Ruin. We're going to get Thoughtseized again. Okay, draw. Okay, so now we want the lands. I might even discard Gyruda. Maybe it's 1 Carnosaur now. I think I'm going to discard 1 Carnosaur now. Okay, opponent does have a Thoughtseize. They're going to take Quintorius. If we'd have had the chance to go Quintorius this turn, next turn, I probably would have upticked, because the chance of the opponent having Bitter Triumph, Shieldred's Edict, whatever. So you just uptick, you get a 3/2, and you're threatening, you know, going off next turn. You can play next turn. We could play Gyruda, draw a card, you know, and then if we discover, we can copy that. Opponent thinking about this, they take the Carnosaur, which implies they have Shieldred's Edict or another. Yeah, they have some way to remove our Quintorius. So I'm going to cycle here, now that we only have 5 mana spells in hand. Okay. Draw Beseiju. Okay, that's okay. Shock this in. I'm going to play Quint. And yeah, we're just going to uptick, take our 2 for 1. Like it is very obvious that the opponent has a removal spell here. Yeah, Shield's Edict. So we at least get our spirit token. The opponent probably has Fatal Push, but we take the 2 for 1. Okay, Waste Not is pretty good. They only have 1 card in hand. They can activate Gaia Reach. If they do it in our upkeep, we'll just Besage you the Waste Not. Okay, Beanstalk Giant's pretty good. So we'll go Fertile Footsteps. We want to make sure we hold up green mana. Although this comes in untapped anyway. I don't think we need anything in particular. Actually, I guess we need extra blue mana, so we'll get an extra island. Are we playing the land? I think I am going to play the land here. Yeah, because we want to cast this Beanstalk Giant. If the opponent goes for Gaia Reach here, we'll we'll Besage you the Waste Not. Notably, we do have to pay. Oh, we could do it now, actually. We could have done it in response to the Field of Ruin. We will have to. Okay, so I'm just going to go like this. Yeah, notably, we will have to. We'll give them mana here, but 2 mana in their end step is fine. Yeah. Because we do discard Besage you as part of the cost. Okay. Yeah, we obviously just discard the land. Opponent has 1 card in hand. Discarded a land. Next turn we just attack for 3, play Beanstalk Giant. Looks like they're activating Gaia Reach now. Happy to just keep discarding these lands. Opponent discards a land as well. They discard Takanuma, which implies they have something. Okay, they do get our Go Blank here. And they do get our Gyruda. Spark Double, not the best. But we're still attacking. And like Spark Double copying Beanstalk Giant isn't isn't too bad. And we can hold it for discarding to Gaia Reach Sanitarium as well. Looks like I might have a... Okay, go for the 3, it's fine. Do we have double green? Yeah, so we'll discard the Spark Double. And then we just slam the Armadillo. Okay, the Field of Ruin. We do have a lot of basics. Go and get Swamp. No, I shouldn't have got Swamp because they have Urborg out. Duress is fine. Can't take the Armadillo. Attack with the Spirit. And sometimes the games go like this against the mid-range matchups. You know, we just end up hard casting 6 mana spells. Got lethal on board. Didn't play the land because we want something to discard to Gaia Reach Sanitarium. We can also cycle it. Yeah, probably should have left white up, I guess, thinking that they would have played. You know, they would activate this and we could have leyline bindinged, but it's okay. Right, so it's just a mid-range matchup here. We can take out the deck bedazzles. Virtue of Persistence isn't great either. I don't know what creatures they're running, but they don't usually die to like -3. They usually have more than 3 toughness, I think. I think we want all of the Shark Typhoons. I think I'm just going to bring in Dragon Lord Droker as well, and then I'm tempted to bring in another Dragon Lord Dromoka. We have the Leyline Bindings as removal. What would we cut for another Dragon Lord? They could cut a Beanstalk Giant, but I quite like the ramp from Beanstalk Giant. I think I'm going to cut an Armadillo just for the other Dragon Lord. Yeah, go with that. So we're a little bit more flexible with mulligans, I guess, because we know we're going to get Thoughtseize into Oblivion. Doesn't mean we should keep, a hand that doesn't function, but I'd be more happy to keep a hand with just a lot of land in. Right, Kruger again. Yeah, this hand's great. We're probably going to get Thoughtseize, but we've got 2 win conditions and some ramp, and then I think all of our colours. Yeah. Even have a Surveil land as well. Haven't seen Surveil lands too much in this archetype, but I do like it, especially if you get Besaged, just the ability to go and fetch a Surveil land. Okay, so the opponent either doesn't have a Thoughtseize or they're waiting on it. We'll lead with Lush Portico here. I'm going to top that one. Always happy in this kind of matchup to draw Shark Typhoon. It does trigger Waste Not, notably. Okay, so let's go ahead and play the Ketria Triome. And then next turn we'll just go Beanstalk Giant. Okay, they have Gaia Reach. No Waste Not though. Okay, so we'll just go... We don't have a Binding in hand, but we'll go Swamp to make them think that we might do. And then we have Double Mountain. Do we just get a Plains here to bluff? I think so. Next turn, it really depends on what the opponent does. We probably tap out for Quintorius. Okay, we draw another one. Are we just discarding the Beanstalk Giant number 2? I like the rest of the cards. Could be this that we're meant to discard. I'm going to discard Beanstalk Giant. So if the opponent's been relying on, Thoughtseize against the turn before we can go off, then we do have 2 Quintoriuses in hand. So again, if they just now leave up mana, we'll go for... I take the Carnosaur. Hopefully they don't have like Necromancer. They could have double Duress. Or they could just go, hold up 2 mana. It takes Shark Typhoon, so they must have 2 ways to answer these Quintorius. Okay, so, we're playing one. There's no way we're not playing one. And again, we'll just plus. The opponent could have taken both of our Quintorius there, but chose not to. Could be a bluff, but it's just so bad if we go down and, then they shielded his Edict. And if they don't have it, worst case, we've got a Quintorius on 5 next turn. Okay, waste not. Into another Thoughtseize would be pretty rough. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, let's go attacking. I think what we'll do is we've got double mountain, we've got double forest. I'm going to cycle the Indatha Trio, I think. So let's go Rafine's Tower tapped. And then in our opponent's end step, we'll look to cycle the Triome. Each opponent discards 2 cards unless they discard a non-land. So we might as well cycle here. Yeah. Because we're going to discard that one anyway. And now we could choose... Yeah, I probably should have just discarded the lands. But we do get to keep the mountain. But they make a zombie. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. I probably should have discarded the lands. Okay, well, this didn't matter anyway. But we are 0 cards now, so we can start just, not discarding anything. Although you do have Gyruda Sanitarium, I guess. I'm just going to play that. We'll attack. If they want to block with their zombie, that's fine. I doubt they'll block with this. Could have another Shieldred's Edict. They do have another Shieldred's Edict, okay. That potentially means they can activate Gaia Reach. Okay, so we just go Fertile Footsteps. Then we can just start slamming Beanstalk Giants. What do we want to get? Just get another mountain, maybe. 4 mana. I'm not going to take Gyruda to hand until we can cast it in the same turn. Okay. Spark Double is a fine one to discard. We could have held on to Beanstalk Giant. But yeah, it's not looking great for us, this one. We could draw, we could draw another one of our big creatures. Dragon Lord, Dramoka. We got dead in a couple of turns though. That's a new card from Bloomberry. Each opponent discards 2 cards unless they discard a non-land. That's pretty good, especially in this archetype. Well, that's a good one. I mean, we're just casting that, right? Yeah. So... let's see how good Gyruda is. Well, we'll put the Armadillo in. So yeah, this is, we've got 13 power on the field. This is eventually just going to kill us though. do have an edict, so let's get rid of Gyruda. We can always top deck Quintorius. Okay, we now only have one draw step. Actually, we don't, because yeah, okay, yeah, the opponent can. So we lose 2 life from that, and then another 2. We could find another armadillo to keep us alive. There's the binding. Okay, close. I think we were. Yeah, we were almost there. I think. I think that's fine. We'll just resubmit. If Gyruda had hit Carnosaur, no, because the opponent ended up having the edict, so they could have. If Gyruda hit Carnosaur, I think we had a good chance actually with Gyruda, because we could have hit Dramoka, we could have hit Carnosaur into some clones to start cloning either Gyruda or Carnosaur. Quintorius, yeah, actually that would have been really good. Anything, because even if we go Quintorius Discover 4 and they edict Quintorius, we then hit a spark double that hits Carnosaur or Gyruda. So yeah. So we had some. We did have some outs there. Good that Dragon Lord Dramoka is a even mana cost. Right, play first. This hand's okay. We just need to find a payoff, but it's got ramp. It's got binding for a. Yeah, we'll keep it. Like Spark Double's not great, but I could see a worse 6. You know, here we can go Triome and then find another land with Armadillo, and then we can binding. So yeah, we need to find. So they're essentially lands. So we've got 5, hopefully 5 lands, and then yeah, just need to find some sort of payoff. What color do we want to get? We've got the payoff for we've got the mana for Dramoka. We need to get another mountain. We can binding on turn 2 as well, so we'll go Indatha Triome Island. Opponent's mulliganing to 5. Probably looking for, yeah, disruption. Or they could have just had, you know, awkward hands of no lands, 7 lands. Okay, they keep their 5. Easy turn 1 play. See, okay, they have a Hive of the Eye Tyrant. No Thoughtseize though. Okay, well there's a payoff. Let's play the island and pass. If they Thoughtseize, I would discard the Armadillo in response to go and get another land. Okay, we'll do this now. What do we want? Probably another mountain actually now. Okay, so what we do here is we just go Stomping Ground, Hearth, and then when the opponent goes to Thoughtseize us or play the enchantment where we have to discard cards, we'll Leyline Binding the Waste Knot. That's another Waste Knot. Okay. Yeah, so we were binding one of them. Opponent probably going to take the Carnosaur. Trouble with using Tanuki to ramp now is it discards it. So the opponent would make a creature. Yeah, they take the Carnosaur, make a creature. So now we need to find another win con. Well, there's Quintorius. I think now we just play the Overgrown Tomb tapped and pass. What we want is the opponent to just play Shieldred. Just tap out for Shieldred. Or go blank. Yeah, that's good. They do get to do some stuff. Okay, so we'll discard the Tanuki and the Spark Double. They'll make 2 creatures. We don't want them drawing cards or making mana because we don't want to get Thought Seized. So the worst thing now would be for the opponent to go land Thought Seize. Fortunately, it doesn't look like that's the case. Okay, yeah, so that's good for us. Let's go land Quintorius and start the combo. Okay, hitting Spark Double first is always really good. Just gives you access to so much more damage because it comes in as a non-legendary copy. And now if we find the Clever Impersonator, it copies the non-legendary one. So here, Clever Impersonator, copy the non-legend. Just check we've got 1 in the bin. Yes, we still got more to go. And then that's the game. And that's why I really like this deck. You know, the opponent Thought Seizes us, but you can never Thought Seize the top of someone's deck. And we just have a one card that wins the game. So yeah, happy with that one. We'll move on to round number 2. Right, on the draw here. And yeah, unfortunately we have a lot of the pieces to make this hand really good, but 2 basic swamps. So you're going to mulligan. And this hand is a lot better. We'll keep it and bottom the Impersonator. Again, it's a case of needing to draw one of our payoffs here, but we've got removal or ramp on turn. Well, we've got removal on turn 2, ramp on turn 3, ramp on turn 4. Okay. Haste 2/2. Okay, that's okay. I mean, we can't kill that with Virtue of Persistence, but obviously Quintorius could draw here. Right, so we're gonna need to go and get. We'll go tap land. It depends what they play here. If they play a creature, we can go mountain, kill it. Is it worth killing it? I think it probably is. Oh no, can't. Oh, yeah, played it incredibly. Because now we're just wasting our mana and we're going to have to take 2 damage from this Blood Crypt. Print all non-combat damage. Okay. So here we're taking 6, go to 12. Next turn we're going to take quite a lot. Okay, but we can win the turn after. We can either do that or we could kill this. So if we ramp this turn, we have to shock. We have to shock twice, putting us at 8. So we're dead before we can do that. God, really being punished for my play last turn. So shock in the Blood Crypt, and we'll just do this. I think we're just going to kill the Yeah, we'll just kill that, I think. Well, that is a legend. It's got Mentor, so I think Mentor is... Yeah, so they're going to bring in that 2-power creature, but if they have another one of these... This is going to grow anyway. So actually, I'm going to kill the Lieutenant here. It's not dealing damage, so this doesn't stop the ability. The next turn we ramp, and the turn after we try and win. Trouble is we're taking 6 here. Yeah, maybe, I'm really punished for that. Oh, crikey, we've got Adeline as well. So taking 6. I don't think we can get out of this now. Did the damage hurt us too much? I mean, if they'd had the Lieutenant out, I think we would have been dead anyway. They would have gone Lieutenant, creature. Yeah, I don't think we can do anything now. Okay, so yeah, bit punished for that play, because I wonder if we could have survived. If I'd gone tap land, we'd have been at 2 more life. But then so we'd have been at 7. And then, yeah, I think I probably lost that game by playing the wrong land. Okay, so let's try and bring it back. So bring in the extra removal. We want all of the Carnosaurs. It could be just Gyruda that goes. Something like that. I think we want to. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, trying to get it straight in my head. I think we could have potentially won that game if I'd played the. If I'd shocked, I would have had to shock in anyway, but then we would have been at more life because we wouldn't have taken a hit from the Lieutenant. Yeah, I think we probably could have won that game. Need to be more careful with how I go about. Okay, so this is okay. I'm going to keep it. It's got 2 removal spells and a ramp spell. I think we're just going to play Overgrown Tomb tapped on 1. I want to take as little damage as possible. This lets us kill their first threat, unless it's the return to hand guy. Yeah, just the sigh of realization when I play the wrong land. Okay, looks like they are going to play a creature recruitment officer. Yeah, so we're just gonna kill that. Like, take as little damage as we can. Gain some life. Next turn we'll ramp. We can actually next turn go Steam Vents, Beanstalk Giant, Leyline Binding. Which is obviously what we're going to do here. But Seiju's not bad. Because we'll have plains, swamp, forest, I have a mountain, yeah. So Fertile Footsteps. Go grab a plains. So yeah, what we're really looking to binding here is okay, not that. The question is, do we binding this recruitment officer? Okay, so that's a bigger recruitment officer. Do we take 2? I think we just take 2 here. Just because, we can save potentially more damage next turn. Or we just win the game this turn. Well, turn 4, not too bad. Okay, Impersonator. I think, yeah, given that we've got all 6 left in the deck, this whatever sequence we hit, I think should be fine. I do need to sit down and actually work out at some point how many each combination gives you, but you can, there's no way. Actually, it's probably not too relevant. There are only certain scenarios where, like, this is going to be the minimum damage here. But now we've still got all 4 left, which is more than enough. Can't spark double. Opponent not letting us do it, but you should, yeah. If you're on the other side of this matchup, always let them do it. There's, definitely a chance that we could just have 3 copies of spark double in hand. Copy here. So there's 4. So we are only just going to do it here. We've got 4 copies there and 1 in the graveyard. But I mean, we're still doing it by quite a lot. But if we'd had one of those spark doubles in hand, it wouldn't have actually been in it. Opponent, we gained so much life that it probably didn't matter. Okay, so do we want to change anything? I don't think so. We'll just resubmit. With these aggressive decks, obviously it's a lot more difficult when you're on the draw, as we were in game 1. But I think, yeah, potentially with better sequencing, could have won game 1. Right, on the draw. This hand is, yeah, we'll keep it. It might be too slow. So what's the quickest we're doing this? We're going turn 2, get another land, turn 3, ramp. We're not winning the game until turn 4 here. Turn 5, which against this deck with no interaction is probably too slow. The gaining life on this one is going to be, we're going to be doing that turn. If we have to shock, that's then turn 3. I think this is a mulligan. The spark double isn't great, obviously, anyway. Wow. Okay, so this hand wins the game on turn 4 if we draw land. I think we risk it. I think we're on the draw. We've got 2 pieces of ramp and Quintorius in hand. Winning the game an entire turn earlier. We just need to draw at least. We need to draw 1 land. I think we might need to draw 2. Okay, that's a good draw. Because it gets us the land we need. It obviously we have to shock, but we gain 1 life from the exchange. Okay, opponent plays this again. Okay, so not the most blistering start from the opponent. Okay, we find Boseiju. So if we go play Boseiju, we might be able to, it's worth playing that here. I don't think we're going to want to use the Boseiju. Something like Adeline is a potential problem. Okay, that is pretty good as well. We're taking 6 here, but we do get to gain 3. So we'll just search for a plains here. Gain some life. We're at 13. Binding is interesting. We'll play the plains and pass. We have 3 types, so we have got access to binding this turn. So here we want to channel the Tanuki because a lot of opponents don't play around Greater Tanuki. whenever it attacks, sure. Hopefully they tap. Yeah, okay, so they're tapping out here. So how much are we taking? 9. I think this should be fine, yeah. Because then we just channel the Tanuki. We channel the Tanuki and then slam Quintorius. Luckily we're at just enough life. Gonna get a swamp here, I think. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, like it could have been that the opponent could have held up. It could have been that the opponent could have held up removal here for the Quintorius, but they just don't play around the Tanuki. Or it could have been, it could well have been that, you know, the opponent just couldn't play around us having the turn 4 combo. But winning the game on turn 4 while interacting, like, yeah, this is why this is my deck of choice. I think just, you know, you're doing something busted with a half decent mid-range backup plan. So yeah, we take that down. We're 2-0. Let's move to round 3. Right, yeah, this is a good hand. It hasn't got ramp, but we've got interaction, some life gain, and yeah, obviously having our combo in hand. Okay, basic swamp could be a number of things. I think we'll just go, yeah, we'll go Rafine's Tower. This enables us to leyline binding on 2. Got Plains Island Swamp. So yeah, we'd have to shock, but do we care about dealing with that? Given that we've drawn Beanstalk Giant, I think if the opponent just wants to start tapping their Bank Buster, I think that's fine. So this is Plains Island Swamp, so we need a forest. Thoughtseize is a problem, so I think now I'm just going to binding. Yeah, I think now that I've done that, we're just going to binding the Bank Buster. Set up for a bit of a longer game, which obviously favours the opponent if they get to start drawing loads of cards. They could attack. They probably will attack here. Bank Buster is crew 3. Well, they don't attack. Wonder if they just misclicked on Modo. So we'll Fertile Footsteps. So we've got, yeah, we're going to get a mountain. Given that we've drawn the Carnosaur. Okay, there's Sorin. Okay, look. Okay, just a Blood Tithe Harvester here that's good for us. It's not Vein Ripper. Okay, so what we're gonna do is just go. Now that we've drawn another land, we don't actually want to cycle both of these. So I think we'll go Sacred Foundry. No, let's go Armadillo. Do we care about the life from? Let's go Sacred Foundry. Get Gyruda to hand. Then at least if we get Thoughtseize, we can put a 5/4 that draws a card onto the battlefield. But tapping 2 black. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card. Okay, so that's not great. They're going to take Carnosaur. That's a cool card. That's really cool, actually. So they gave us a land, but they get to take the Carnosaur and then play it. So this turn, I think actually we're going to go and get a land with Armadillo and probably just cast the Armadillo. Because then Gyruda draws an extra card. Okay, let's go into attacks. That does give Death Touch. Okay, so we'll just go and get a land here. Does it matter what? We've got one, we've got two swamp, we've got two pretty much everything. So I guess we'll just go and get another plains. Actually, no, we don't have two forests for this Armadillo, so yeah, go and get the forest. Gain some life. Okay, so now we just go land. No, not Gyruda. I don't think Gyruda. If the opponent finds a land next turn, let's play the Armadillo. Opponent discards. Fatal Push. Probably a good one to discard. They can give their Blood-Scythe Harvester life, link, and death touch, which is obviously a little bit of a problem. They're going to cast... yeah, that's pretty good. Into Cologan's Command, okay. Cologan's Command's not great here. They just deal us 2, have us discard a card. So we'll discard the Zeotora's Proving Ground. I don't think I'm going to block. Target creature gains Death Touch and Lifelink. So I could give that Death Touch and Lifelink. I think I'd rather draw an extra card with Gyruda. Also, this blocks Carnosaur. Okay. So let's go Gyruda. Leave up plains in case we draw another binding. We do draw another binding, so that's really good. Plains, Island, Swamp. Yes, we've got all of them, so we'll play the Indatha. Now, do we attack Sorin here? In case they find Vein Ripper. Ooh, they have got the ability to Mutavault as well. Or Hive. I think we just part. Okay. Yeah, they've got the Sorin Lightning Helix as well. So if I binding the Sorin, they attack with everything and we lose. So we need the opponent to make some sort of mistake here, really. Like go for plussing. Yeah, that's what we needed. Hopefully they don't have another Sorin. Okay, so we'll wait for them to attack. Oh, they've got 3 of those. So we go block. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, because we go binding here, block, block, take exactly 4. So if we were 1 point higher. Yikes. That's the stealing that Carnosaur is just brutal. Okay, so I don't really want these, or Virtual Persistence is okay. It's not great though. The Armadillo also. So we'll bring in all the Shark Typhoons, both Dragon Lords. We want both of these as well. I usually cut some number. I think 2 more Armadillos is fine. Ramp is obviously good. I think we'll cut a Tanuki. Oh no, we can cut the Virtues before we cut all of those actually. Let's do that. So this one, very good against Consume into Vein. We're assuming they're on Vein Ripper. So I think this matchup is pretty, yeah, it's fine for us. Just 1 point of life in it last turn. Obviously, if the opponent had not plussed, I think they had. Well, actually, no, it didn't matter. They had it anyway. Okay, yeah, we'll play. And this is a 1-lander with 3 clones, so we have to mulligan. This is a lot better, so we'll keep. Yeah, we'll keep. I'm going to bottom the Shark Typhoon because you actually have blue mana at the moment. Play the Lush Portico. I think any land is fine. Obviously, we need. Oh, actually, we need quite a lot to cast Gyruda. Maybe we should have bottomed that. Okay, so let's play the Stomping Ground. So we control 3 types, so we have got access to Binding. Okay, Thoughtseize. See what they take here. They didn't Thoughtseize on turn 1. They take the Binding, so that might mean they have Sorin. Spark Double, not a very good draw. Let's go play a tap land for now, I think. Now we are kind of in the position where we just want to draw lands. Could be Fable. There's Sorin. Is it Vein Ripper? No, just a Blood Tithe Harvester again. We have not drawn very well there. I wonder if I'm meant to Carnosaur the Harvester. I don't think so. I'm going to take Gyruda to hand. Yeah, really need to draw lands. We do run a lot of lands, and we have a lot of ways to search them up. We just want like Island Swamp. Opponents can't gain life. We can kill that potentially. Okay, at least we draw a land. But the opponent's done it again. They're going to hit our Carnosaur or Gyruda or something. This card's really good. So they took Gyruda because they're thinking that they can cast it on our stuff. Okay, Shark Typhoon is not a good draw. I think we just need to pass and hope that we find a spell next turn. Sorry, a land. Any untapped land is obviously very, very good. They play Shieldred, so now we just need an untapped land, really. I can't cycle anything. It's not worth Carnosauring. Untapped land. No. Okay, so we probably just lose now. Because we go Gyruda, draw 0, block. Yeah, it's dead. Oh, that was rough. That was really rough. I think, yeah, as I say, the matchup's usually pretty good. And you know, I do go on about how I think this deck's really good. It does have a fail rate. You know, drawing 3 spark double effects is really awkward. Maybe keeping the Gyruda was bad, but we would have had a Shark Terrier. Maybe we should have mulliganed again for some better mana. But I think, yeah, that was just. I think we get a tad unlucky there, because if we find a land, we can just go Carnosaur and win the game. I guess we don't win the game, but yeah, it would have been close. We would have, you know, we could have made a huge board potentially. So yeah, we'll move on to round number 3. Right, what do we think of this? I mean, it's got a lot to like. We just need to, again, we just need to draw land. I think we'll go for it just in the blind on the play. We need 2 lands. We've got some interaction in virtue of persistence and Carnosaur if we need it against a creature deck. Don't know. Maybe we're meant to mulligan to ramp. I don't think so. Okay, looks like it could be Phoenix. Okay, another land is good. Just keep playing our lands. Ideally, what we want is just draw. We wanted to play Shredder here, actually. Okay, no Shredder. Okay, another land is good. Do we play that and just take Gyruda to hand? Actually, playing Swamp Forest. I'm going to play it and just pass the turn, because if they go for Shredder into Consider. Oh, it's Juice. Okay, so not. So probably. Probably Creativity is my thought. Okay, Binding is okay. So we'll play the island and just get Gyruda to hand. Then we can Binding, potentially something. Okay. Okay, so they have the ability to, yeah, they do run counter spells in their deck. I think I'm just going to Binding the Power Stone token here. Is that crazy? Binding the Power Stone token, it stops them casting. It lets Gyruda draw 1. I think I am going to Binding something here. Is it the power? We could do the Clue, but then they just negate. I think I'm just going to take the Power Stone token. And then we'll go for Gyruda. Unless we draw anything else. Okay, they Fountain Port to draw a card. That's okay. I think we're going to play around a counter spell here, though. Drawing a land is pretty good. So, do we just go for it? They counter, next turn we play Carnosaur and just keep going for it. Let's play Gyruda. Let's put big 5/4 onto the battlefield. Okay, they just deduce in response. Maybe should have gone for it. Don't know. They haven't got like a Magma Opus or anything in the graveyard. I guess they could be on Worm Xenagos. Or they could just have Negate in hand. Or Spell Pierce. tapping a lot of mana here. 8 cards in hand. They're not able to cast. Okay, let's just go to combat. They could have creativity for 2 there potentially, but they didn't. So here, I think we're just going, yeah, we'll just go Stomping Ground and we'll just cast the Carnosaur. Okay, they're drawing cards. Discard a land. Okay, so but the reason here is, you know, they could have negate or... So we'll cast Spark Double. I'm just going to bring in a copy of the Carnosaur and just look for Quintorius. As it is, we're making a lot of Carnosaurs, which isn't bad. They could also be the green, the Voltborn Tyrant. Let's cast Quintorius. Let's see if they have the negate. Yeah, they do have negate. Okay. But that's okay. We make, you know, enough power to kill them next turn anyway. They have to go for creativity, but they haven't got anything huge in the graveyard for Gear Hulk. We've used 2 clones, 1 in our hand. Creativity for 1. Okay, it's a Traxxer. Does have lifelink, but they are going to have to block with our... They are going to have to block. So if they block Gyruda, they go up to 22, and we have 16, 23. We have Bedazzle as well, potentially. Creativity, make disappear, and Fountain Port. Okay, so we know that they have those cards in their hand. So what do we do here? I think we start off with Virtue of Persistence on the Atraxa. I think we just, yeah, we don't do anything crazy here. So I think we just go cast this. Give it -3/-3, so they gain less life. Then we'll go to combat. So this is now a 4/4. They block there. So they're currently taking, they go up to 19. They're taking 8 plus 7 is 15, 20. Yeah, so that's enough. If they do anything, we can actually give our... Yeah, so we just put the onus on them there. We attack with everything. And we can also give one of our Carnosaurs +3/-3 until end of turn. Okay. So creativity, we want to take out the deck Bedazzles and the Virtues. We'll bring in, it's a bit of a weird one. They do run a lot of counter spells, so Dramoka is definite. Beanstalk Giants are not great into their sorcery speed into like counter spells isn't great. Thought Distortion is very good, and Shark Typhoon is very good. They're on a Traxxer, so we don't need any sort of graveyard hate. The Armadillo isn't great, but it does fix our lands. Okay, I think we'll just go with that. Is the Traxxer an artifact? I don't think it's an artifact. No, it's just an Angel Demon? Let's see. Reason being, I was wondering if you can cast it off a Power Stone, but I don't think you can. Not seen this flavour of creativity in a little while. So this is Forest Island Mountain. Yeah, this is great. I mean, it has the capability to win the game on turn 4. Sunken Citadel is interesting. Obviously going heavy into the Fountain Port stuff. Jamoka, not the worst draw, but could be better. I wonder if we went to cycle on turn 2. I don't think so. Okay, definitely not now that we found another land. We're unlikely to be able to get the opponent with a Tanuki here. But it's possible. So, Forest Island, Mountain, Plain, Swamp. So we can just play the Swamp and pass. If they tap out, what we want is for them to go land, creativity, the token, make a Traxxer, and then we just win the game with Quintorius. Cascading Cataracts. Okay, so here... Yeah, I'm going to channel, I think. We want to ramp. So we've got double mountain. We've got 1, 2 swamp. I think I'm just going to get another swamp because we do run Thought Distortion. Does that impact our ability to play other stuff? Don't think so with this Stomping Ground in hand. Okay. We'll just play the other Triome and pass, because now we're able to Shark Typhoon to make a 2/2. Should probably oh, Cataract's an interesting one because you can cast a Traxxer from it. Oh, and Sunken Citadel can do that as well. It's interesting. Okay, so make a 3/3. That's actually quite an interesting interaction. So we can only make a 2/2 shark, but we're going to do that here. Then we're going to slam Dragonlord Dramoka. I guess I could have like Ether Gust. Maybe we're meant to just go Quintorius into Quintorius, but I don't think so. Well, here's a Dragonlord Dramoka on turn 5. Okay, well, we'll just attack. So the opponent needs now a way to deal with this or win the game next turn. Because yeah, next turn we're just slamming Quintorius. We have 1 clone in hand. Fortunately it's Clever Impersonator and not the other one. We can also attack. They could have something like Otawara, which does get around this. Okay, they do have an answer. So I think we're just shocking in here and going for Quintorius to play around Spell Pierce. Well, now we're probably just Shark Typhooning. It's got 7 cards in hand. But we can Binding something that they go for. Could be making another shark. Yeah, it looks like another shark here. Okay, they make another 3/3, but we can make a slightly bigger one. We probably hold up this if we go 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll make a 5/5 shark. Hold up the binding. Sorry, a 4/4, but it's still big enough to tangle with theirs. Fires of Victory is an interesting one. Instant deal, yeah, damage equals the number of cards in your hand. Okay, they have another one. They don't kick it though. So there's a 2-for-1 for us. 6 damage. I'm going to go for the binding. Like, we're kind of happy if they counter binding. A counterspell here is a show of strength though. Okay. I guess, yeah, they must have another negate. Okay, well, we have 4 Quintorius in hand. Okay, another negate. So we can block the shark here. They could have a removal spell for it. You know, they've got 5 cards in hand. It's whether they want to go for it or not. I guess we could have gone Clever Impersonator to copy the shark. But I think that's kind of, I don't know. Yeah, I think that's playing to not lose rather than... Okay, they've got 4 cards in hand. I mean, we're just going for it again. And if the opponent has another counter spell... Yep. Okay, so pretty rough there. But I don't think there was too much we could have done differently. That Fires of Victory is pretty good. You know, just the ability to, you know, they just killed our Dragonlord Dramoka. I have seen lists floating around with more Gyruda and Cavern of Souls. Gyruda is a Demon Kraken, is it? Yeah. So the trouble with Cavern of Souls in this style deck, it doesn't help for binding. You have to choose what you want. So obviously Carnosaur is a dinosaur. Tanuki's a dog. Got the armadillo. This hand, it's got the double swamp for Thought Distortion, but the rest of the hand is pretty awful. So we'll mulligan that one. We'll keep here. Just, yeah, keep everything. I think we can bottom the mountain. Yeah. Okay. So if we play Lush Portico, I don't think it's likely we need to binding on turn 1, turn 2. That, I think we're bottoming because we have essentially 5 lands anyway. We can fetch another one if we draw Thought Distortion. We probably are fetching the other one with Tanuki. Okay, that's a good draw. So let's go play this one. Pass. Yeah, we're going to shock in and play and channel Tanuki here. Pass the turn. So binding at the moment costs 2 mana. Could always cycle the Triome instead. Oh, I think we'll channel. Want the extra mana. Helps us play around, make disappear. I'm going to get a swamp. Want double swamp for Thought Distortion. Okay, so I will play a land here and then pass. Okay, Stern Lesson. That seems less good in this deck where they're not using Gear Hulk. I guess I can use it to actually crack clues and stuff. I think you can do that anyway. I think it just says don't use this mana. It's worded really weird, the Power Stones. This mana can't be spent to cast a non-artifact spell. I wonder if I'm into binding that again now before they can fountain port. I think I will. Yeah. Don't really want to give them extra mana. Plus we can then at some point potentially Gyruda. Cycle. Okay, well, there's Dramoka. One of our better draws. Into another one. Okay, Deluge is fine. I mean, it's pretty good, but so they need, again, they're in the position where they need an answer to this and a counter spell for our next threat. Looks like they might have Fires of Victory again. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think we're just slamming Gyruda now. Maybe we should have waited until they had fewer cards in hand, but I don't think so. Could just play the Armadillo as well. I can't. Actually, Armadillo is pretty good here. So the reason for it is if we go Gyruda and they have another Fires of Victory. Okay. Yeah, if we go Gyruda and they have another Fires of Victory or another removal spell, they remove it in response to us casting a clone potentially, which is not great. I'm just going to cast it again. I'm just going to cast this Gyruda now. Like, we do just cast it now. We're trying to get the counter spells out of the opponent's hand. Really want to draw Thought Distortion. It could be that we're meant to just be passing the turn. But then it just gives the opponent so much time. They start activating Fountain Port. Like, there's a fair chance we miss with Gyruda. But okay, the opponent deduces. We also are nearly at the point where we jammed, because otherwise the opponent will just Memory Deluge from the graveyard. Opponent has a Mystical Dispute. I'm not fancying just losing this Quintorius is the problem now. Oh, they can do stuff with that. Oh, Dig Through Time. Yeah, we may lose the game here. But we still have Quintorius and we have the ability to draw to Thought Distortion. We're currently not under any pressure. has a lot of cards. Another Cataracts. There's a Carnosaur. There's no way they don't have negate. 1, 2, 3. But I think we're still just jamming. Because otherwise, yeah, they just go memory deluge from the graveyard. Find even more answers. I guess the problem with this is it's bad to make disappear. Could be 3 steps. Yeah, 3 steps ahead. That's rough. We really need to draw Thought Distortion or another Dragonlord Dramoka. Maybe Cavern of Souls is the way. Wouldn't need to... Yeah. They discard negate. Well, that's quite a show of strength. What on earth have they got in hand? Yeah, I think now we're just waiting. Okay, another Steam Vents. I think I'm going to shock that in. Just go for Gyruda. Three steps ahead is just counter target spell, yeah. Okay, make disappear. But again, we're in for stopping some of this stuff. Yeah, really need to draw Thought Distortion here. We have 3 of them in the deck. So yeah, each draw step's about 1 in 15 to find Thought Distortion. We can also find another Dramoka. Carnosaur. I think we're just jamming now. So this isn't bad into make disappear. It's bad into Fires of Victory. That has a lot of counter magic. Gonna slowly get beaten down by these fish. They've gone through half their deck. Cool deck though, looks good. This Fountain Port is quite a land. There's so much text on it, and it just comes into play on top, and it's not legendary, so. Spark Double is not the one. Do we just go for it? Like, if not, they're going to deluge. That will be very sad. Is Fires of Victory, can that go at Planeswalkers? It can. I think we just have to go for it. They're just going to... Yeah, they're only going to dig through... well, essentially dig through time. They're only going to... Maybe we should have been waiting until I could have double spell, but that's just so long. And can they do this anyway here? Yeah, this game's pretty much over. I've been through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 counter spells. Yeah, the Fires of Victory is very impressive. Okay, we draw Shark Typhoon. We make a what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 power Shark and hope to draw a Leyline Binding. So they're going to make another fish. Let's do it now. Oh, we can't make... Okay, so we need... What else could we draw? We could draw another Typhoon. So given that we can't do it for enough, we'll just make a 2/2 Shark. Oh yeah, because it's... Yeah, I just miscounted. Make a 2/2 Shark. Oh, that was a bit rough. I don't know, maybe just keeping jamming into their counterspells wasn't the one, but we had so many threats, we found quite a few, and none of them ever resolved. Maybe I was meant to wait, but we couldn't have waited forever, and I don't think there was any point at which we could double spell is the problem. The Fires of Victory is very good against Dragonlord Dramoka. Don't know, let me know what you think about that one, if you think we should have been more patient, or... Yeah, don't know. Not sure on that one. But we'll play the 5th and final round. Right, yeah, gonna play here. Yeah, this hand's good. Gives us turn 4 win with some interaction. Exactly what we want. Yeah, do let me know if there's any other Pioneer decks you would consider for RCQs. So this looks like mono green, which tends to be a good matchup for us. I would just a whole turn quicker than usually. They're going to go elf. We're going to go +3, -3. Yeah, so let's go this. Deck, kill this. Pass the turn. And this turn we're going to go Beanstalk Giant. Okay, another elf. I guess we wouldn't mind drawing a Leyline Binding. Okay. Forest, Island, Mountains. We haven't got plains or swamp. Gonna get a plains here. Oh, it's missing as an elf druid. I always thought it was just an elf. Go get plains. Pass the turn. The fact that the land from Beanstalk Giant comes in untapped is, yeah, I say every time, it always amazes me a little bit. It's not very, I don't know, I feel like it's not that common to have them come in untapped. I think the opponent needs quite a lot to go right here to go off. Okay, so then we just go land, Quintorius. Discover 4. Okay, we hit the spark double as well, so now we have so much damage. Okay. Against mono green, I usually bring in the deck. That's possibly just it. Anything that kills an elf on turn 1 is good. I think we can probably trim the Gyruda. Might run this through trying the 4 Gyruda list with Cavern of Souls. It's yeah, definitely an interesting one, a way to get around counter spells. Just worry about what's it called? Like removal though. Like it's not amazing into removal. Right, Gyruda. Again, this hand is pretty fantastic. Turn 4 win again, and it has some interaction. Okay, they go elf. So we're gonna make sure I sequence the lands correctly. Another binding's good, so let's go. Yeah, just go in Datha and pass, because then we can play Ketria and binding. I'm going to need another untapped land. Okay. Play this. Right, so this Trailblazer, whenever another... So I'm going to cast that for free, add a mana. I'm just going to binding the elf, I think. Like... Yeah, I'm just going to binding the elf. I just really don't want them drawing cards. I think we just need to slow them down. We're not as afraid of a 4-2. Like, we're happy to kill them with cards in their hand. Also, if they besage you the Leyline Binding to get a Trailblazer back, that's not great for us. Plus, cutting them off mana makes it potentially less likely they can make a creature with power 4 or greater. Cool card though. They might just play. Okay, no troll. Okay, armadillo. So here, this is interesting. So we could go land, binding, channel the armadillo, or we could go land, Tanuki. This would be so much easier if this was Beanstalk Giant. Or we could go land Tanuki, channel Tanuki, and if we draw an untapped land next turn, we win the game. Or we could go Lush Portico and kill the elf. I think might be what I do. Yeah, I think that's probably safest. Would we have hit the untapped land? Oh, we would. Okay. Put that on top. And then we'll just go binding. I think it again. I think it's just the elf here. Don't know. Maybe that was way too cautious. If that land had been untapped, and we could have, or we could have guaranteed it next turn. Yeah, if we could have guaranteed it, I suppose we would have channeled the Tanuki. Opponent's actually just attacking with Lair of the Hydra, so that's very good for us. Okay, so we're just going to draw the swamp. Play the Steam Vents tapped. Pass the turn. We can actually, if we're worried about being them, you know, if they cast a big spell, we can actually just kill this with Trumpeting Carnosaur. Storm the Festival is a little bit awkward. Okay, well, we just win the game. So that's 8 damage. Doesn't really matter here. Carnosaur, kill this. take 4. That's what I mean. We're often just faster than them. Spark double isn't good, but play Quintorius here. Also, it's good in case we need to, in case we don't quite go off killing the Trailblazer. But hitting Spark double first is very good. Yep, opponent concedes. Okay, so yeah, deck was very good. I think against control or the creativity deck, they turned into like a control matchup, which isn't bad. Like the control matchup is not, horrendous or anything, especially when we're bringing in these. I think that's probably the fact that they could deal with Dragonlord Dromoka made that matchup a lot harder than the normal control. Normal control, we had Dragonlord Dromoka in both sideboard games, but they just dealt with it, very mana efficiently as well. 2 mana, and they were still able to hold up negate. Whereas if we slam a turn 5 Dragonlord Dromoka against blue-white or blue-black, they really struggle. They have to then sometimes use an Otawara or spend their turn Supreme Verdicting or whatever, and then you can just slam it. Or sometimes they just can't kill it. So yeah, interesting one there. What was the other loss? So we lost to Vampires, which again is not a bad matchup. Maybe could have played a little bit tighter. We do have a lot of Quake Bringers in the sideboard at the moment. Could possibly, we'll see what happens with the banned and restricted, but might look to change things up. If Amalia ends up going, these Quake Bringers instantly just get cut. So maybe that wouldn't have been a bad one against Vampires. It's a 5-4, but yeah, happy with the list. Gonna be playing some more of it to just get the reps in. But hope you enjoyed that. Do let me know if there's any if there's any resources you've seen about the Quintorius deck. I'm always keen to read. If there's any other decks that you think might be under the radar, or if you saw any plays that could have been done better, always keen to try and improve the play. So do let me know. Please do consider subscribing as well if you enjoyed the video, and if you've made it this far, thank you very much, and I'll see you again next time. Cheers.